question for you guys. So I was listening to Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he did a survey on 3 different outlets that he uses. And on them 3 surveys, he asked if Black people were doing better since the shelter in place started, since the COVID-19. And the majority of the people on those 3 outlets said that they were, in fact, doing better financially than they were before. So, do y'all think that that's accurate, or do you think that because his group is a niche group to where you're looking at people who are dealing with a lot of times either wanting to invest, a lot of people who follow him are wanting to invest, are currently investing, small business owners. So do you think that that speaks to the majority of the Black community, or that's just that specific group?
Specific group.
You do? I mean, I don't think you can always say all, but I know some people that's actually benefiting too. Like a lot of people benefiting from this pandemic.
I'm doing better. I can say I'm doing better.
I feel like I'm doing better. Probably because a lot of stuff around me is closed and I don't have to spend money on extra stuff. But I know people that's doing better now. They got more money in their pocket now than they ever had since I knew them. So
wow.
Wow. Like just from the fact that I can fill up my gas tank, and not have to fill up again for another 2 to 3 weeks is crazy. Like that would never happen before.
But the same people the thing is the same people that's actually doing good during the pandemic, how will they survive when everything opens back up? Because you're not going to be able to stay into your habits that you're creating right now.
Right, because I'm working from home.
It's different, and it depends on who you ask. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people that who are out of a work, who was not able to maintain employment, they might have a different answer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Although I did see some people saying that they was getting more collective.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. I know somebody just taking it off of unemployment right now.
But if once that's gone in a couple months, then what? And people are focused on the right now. But I feel like in this pandemic, in this coronavirus, we need to think about the future. Because, like I said, there's nothing to stop it from coming back. And they keep saying it's going to come back. So you're doing good right now. But how will you be doing in 6 months? How will you be doing in a year from today that you said that? You know?
Well, the plan is to try to teach people how to fish and not to give them things to eat. And that's what's going on right now. Nobody's not teaching people how to survive. They're just giving them things to survive. So, like I was saying, like you said also, when you need to learn how to fish, or are you going to be able to go out and get money? You know what I mean? Or are you going to just be waiting for somebody to hand you a meal again? So that's one big thing about all these checks that they're sending out. It's not teaching anybody how to fish.
Right. And you know what? I can say for the first time in my life, within the past week or two, I actually bought some stocks.
Yeah, I was proud of you
for that. And not even if I don't necessarily earn any money right now, at least I put my foot in the water. And right now I'm thinking about even like within the next couple of weeks, what other stocks I can buy.
Well,
that's something that I never actually jumped into before this. And I don't know if I would have made time or saved the money to do that.
One of my friends put up a post exactly 10 years ago, like a memory post. And he was like, I'm going to jump out on a limb and buy 200 shares of Microsoft. At that time, it was like $20 a share. Now that thing is up to like $180 something a share.
Wow.
I was like, man, he did a little good for himself. Made that little $400 into like $4,000.
Mm-hmm. So you know, so now I think I'm thinking about things. I got more time to think about things in a different way and to try things that I necessarily may not have tried before, or it might have took me a little longer to jump in and just do it. But
I hate to say it though, like you got to think about it like this, like not even the pandemic, but if something like very real happened and you survived it, That's the only way you can get an equal playing start is if they clean out. You know, everybody start from the same line. So you gotta at least try to make yourself give yourself an advantage. So when the race starts again, and you're not all the way in last place. That's how I look at it.
Right, because I'm thinking like, especially for people, and mainly I'm talking about like people of color, because we constantly talk about how, you know, we kind of like have a disadvantage within this country. Now would be the time to, if you're still working and you can, like, even if you got that stimulus check and you're still working, you can set aside a couple dollars to put towards your business or to buy some stocks or do something to invest in yourself. That would be, I feel like, the best thing to do for yourself. That's
it would be. It would be.
Yeah, but everybody don't do that. Everybody's not thinking like that. People got that money and started standing in lines for Jordan or ban all types of liquor off at the liquor store. Like everybody don't have that mentality. Everybody's not thinking about that, because I feel like we're living in a time and an age where everybody wants gratification right now. Like, I want it right now. Like, if I
your mentor
right now.
That's basically what it comes down to. Who's your mentor? Like, who taught you what to do with your money? You know what I mean? If you don't got a mentor, if your dad or your mom is just as financially ignorant as you, then you're not gonna be able to do nothing with that $1,200. You're gonna look at it like a survival, and it's just a bonus. Like, oh, Christmas is early, but at the end of the day, if you got a mentor that's financially knowledgeable, they're gonna let you know that $1,200. That's a stock, and that's a Google stock. You know what I mean? So there's different things that you gotta teach yourself how to fish. And at this point of life, when you got nothing but to stay at home time, you should be picking up a new craft or learning how to reading books on how to become financially savvy. I read a lot, and I'm trying to learn new things, new crafts. So hopefully, I pick up a little different couple trades that I could put on my tool belt. But
everybody don't have that mentality. Everybody's not thinking like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad, but there's a lot of people that's just not even on that level. And you also have to look at too our age bracket too. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, at my age, I should be, you know, more financially stable than I am. If I would have known in my 20s what I know now, shit would be different. Like, I would have a whole outlook on shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay, but who was teaching you? Who was teaching you?
No one. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything that I've learned, like I've learned along the way. Where
like trial and error.
Now I'm at an age where, like, I know now, but I'm already in my 40s. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I would have known that in my 20s when I started working at my job or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, it would be different. Like, you know what I mean? So everybody.
But now it's our duty.
That level.
But it's our
duty. I got a question for you, because like, you're in your 40s. This is not the end of your life. You're not like kicking on that door. So now would be the time for you to think about what can I do to make my 50s the best time of my life, or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes.
And yes. Who are you going to pour your knowledge down to?
My kid. I'm trying.
But what about that cousin that's going through what you going through right now? You don't drop that knowledge on their heads too? Like, you know what I mean? Because there's people that's probably that you know that's going through the exact same thing that you was going through in your 20s. You know?
Well, yeah, I do. You do try to spread your knowledge, but everybody ain't trying to hear that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's like, yeah, I understand. So I understand, and then they'll be right in that Jordan line.
Exactly.
Exactly. But you know what? Now, like, investing looks sexy to me. Like, even like right now, especially during this pandemic, if I really wanted to, I could have bought myself a pair of Jordans. But me investing in some stocks looked sexier to me. So that's what I really wanted to do. Like,
and you start looking at companies different when you start buying stocks.
You do.
You don't just look at them as the image in your head. You start looking at the back, like what's going on in the back offices and how the government is going to do what. Like, you start looking at business different once you start playing with the stocks.
Right.
But I think a big thing that we need to do as people is invest in ourselves too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us we're doing our own things. We're separating. Like, I got my stimulus check, that's cool. And my friend got her stimulus check, that's cool. And her friend got it. But why not come together and build something? Like, all these girls be doing hair, doing all that stuff. Go buy some bundles and start selling your own hair. You know what I mean?
See, it's pettiness and competition.
Yeah, like instead of coming together, everybody want to do their own little thing out their house, but you could actually build a business and be ready to go to the bank with a plan by the time things start opening back up.
You know what, that's sad too, because I remember, as y'all know, as far as comedians go, Kevin Hart is definitely not my favorite. I don't even think he's funny. But there's one thing to be said about his work ethic, and then too, there was an interview he had, and he made me think about, like, he was like, he doesn't worry about what nobody else is doing. He worries about what he's doing. Like, because he was like, you can't win a race looking back at your competition. Like, if you running and you constantly looking back, that's going to slow you down. Just keep moving forward and worrying about what you're going to do.
But somebody like Kevin Hart too, if you got his work ethic, you got to be healthy too. Because you'll mess around and get sick trying to work as much as he do and not being healthy. He don't stop. His schedule don't end.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I just I hope that I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I was just saying that the other day, like, I'm blessed that I was able to still, you know what I'm saying, pay my bills during this time and still be able to bring in income and have benefits during that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying those things, and I personally know people who couldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally looking at it, you know, different, and I see people, you know, spending money on certain things, and I'm just like, I don't want to touch shit because I don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And it's crazy because just when you think that you're doing good, something breaks. Like, your car fuck up, or your washing machine, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that happened. But yeah, so
yeah.
I hear you on that. Definitely hear you on that. It's always good to have a little nest egg for insurance purposes in case something does happen.
Right. And I think though too it was good too if you are able to go get get help. Like, go get that help. Like, because I've seen so many resources and so many different portals and things that are coming out, and like this.
No, that's the big thing.
The
knowledge about who's going to help you, they're not giving it to us. Like, they're not saying it to us, but it is out there. Like, a lot of people just struggling. There's resources out there to help them out.
Yeah, right.
I had my boy thank me the other day because he actually walked in. He walked in while my two other friends was telling me about some benefits they're getting. It's like a COVID relief where they're off of work for 16 weeks, but they're still getting paid 100% of their paycheck. So, yeah, my boy, he went to try to file for unemployment, and they denied him. But guess what? He definitely deserved it. So he filled out for that COVID thing, and I think he got it. So, you know what I mean?
Man, like, it's out there, and it's like a flash for that. But they tell you what they want. They feed you what they want to feed you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But there is resources, like there's housing resources, people that, there's shit out there because everybody's getting whenever they release that stimulus with them funds, Everybody got money. So those little organizations that was helping you, like, you know what I'm saying, they got like some funding too.
That's why it's $3 trillion. Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of, what do y'all think about Carly Red's husband getting the loan for his business and spending it on different like Rolexes and paying child support?
That's the type of shit we was talking about. That right there. That's the type of things which is, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But don't come crying when nobody feels sorry for you when you go bankrupt.
Well, he got arrested.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they probably gonna seize all that stuff, and ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you.
So I'm looking at him as one of those people that I just said of the right now mentality. Like, he's a black man, and he was able to get a $2 million loan for a business that he said he had. And this nigga gonna go to $3.
It was close to $3 million.
He gonna go buy some jewelry, pay off his child support. Like, he was thinking about right now. Where's somebody like us? Like, if we would have got that $2 million, we would have been thinking investment, buying stocks. Like, you wouldn't have been able to know that I fucked that money off.
Well, a business loan is different than personal. You can't even think about it for yourself. Like, you got to think about it for the business. Like,
right, because
once
you
start thinking about
paying his employees on payroll.
Yeah.
But part of me was wondering, like, how did he get caught? And I'm like, well, when it comes to banks, because I was listening to Funky Dineva, and what he was saying made sense. Like, when it comes to banks, if there's large dollar amount transactions coming through your account, that's gonna send a red flag.
Oh yeah, Rolex. You gotta report that. You gotta report a Rolex. I don't care who.
Anything over $10,000.
Yeah, you're reporting that.
That shit. Like, and I know that. And excuse me, even if you don't even have that much money, like, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 at some banks is going to send a red flag.
If it's not your normal spending habit, you're going to get flagged for it.
Right.
That. But there's certain precautions when you like the person that you was there's certain precautions that banks got to have in place. I probably for the insurance purposes with the money, but like he should have known that though. That's what's weird to me. Like, how you gonna buy a Rolex and not know that won't send a red flag? You know what I mean? Unless you bat it off the street, you're gonna have to report it.
That, and if he has a legitimate trucking business, what about the employees you were supposed to pay?
And if you got a legitimate business, you know how fast you can flip some of that money?
Financial literacy. I feel like he missed that class.
But that just shows you right then and there, if somebody that's stupid can get a loan, we could get a loan. You just got to have the right game plan.
Right. Exactly.
I think people get discouraged because they might run into the wrong person when they're younger or something, and they might not have been ready, and somebody just shot them down. And then from that point on, they'd just be discouraged. But there's a lot of black people that could be in place to get those type of loans. They might, you know what I mean, just have to sort out their financial goals and be able to bring them up to a loan advisor and be able to help them out with a game plan.
Well, with all the money that he got, I would hope that he did break off his employees a couple of dollars.
He did.
Like, I'm he gave them some money. If he got that amount of money, I'm hoping that he gave them a lump sum or whatever.
I didn't hear about this story. I just seen this little face on Donkey of the Day, but I didn't even listen to it. But he definitely deserves
he got dispersed about $2.9 million. So
wow.
I mean, if people listen, y'all, they're giving out this money for this PPP. So if you do have a business, particularly black people who are small business owners, go ahead and apply for them loans, because apparently they're giving them with little to no.
Away.
Well, that's how it is right now with all the money, with the resources that they're doing. I feel like they're expediting everything because they don't have time to check everything. But once the dust settles, best believe I think a lot of those loans and things like that will get audited to where, you owe us this money back. So I think once everything starts slowing down and they can get back to regular pace, they're gonna go back in to audit some of these questionable loans they have now.
That's the whole thing, though. He got a $2 million loan for his business, and he spent this money all crazy on other things. A loan means that you will eventually have to pay it back. Like if he didn't milk that money into his business, which now probably is gonna be shot to shit because he didn't went to jail, he didn't got found out. Like how you still got to pay that money back plus the interest.
Yeah, and you would think if they're giving somebody $2.9 million, that you would need to prove that you have a viable business that will be able to pay that $2.9 million back up for whatever period of time it is that you got the loan for.
Right.
Which he probably did have, because what you think it was probably like a 20-year loan?
I don't know. Not unless he was going to use Carly's checks from Love and Hip Hop. I don't know.
I don't know who these people are. I'm like, who's Carly Red?
People are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So